Hi there, welcome to the Golf Shack down at Moor Allerton Golf Club in Leeds. I'm joined by my editor Dan Murphy, decent player. So we're going to get Dan hitting some 3-woods for us today. We've done some videos previously on the Ping G400 range, but one area we haven't really touched on is the 3-wood. And another club which is new and we haven't done a lot on is the Callaway Steelhead XR. So two completely different clubs here really, but obviously both 3-woods. The Ping G400, this is brand new tech, futuristic in a way, lots of cool things going on, whereas the Steelhead XR is an iconic model from Callaway. It's even got a glued on shaft. I mean, how often do you see that these days? But they've still got some of their modern technology in here with their like hyperspeed face and weight savings, multi-material use to kind of keep it, save a lot of weight to put it in the key areas. So it's going to be really interesting, Dan, to see how these two 3-woods compare. Just tell us a little bit about what you want to see from a 3-wood. You've just been custom fitted for that G400. How did your fitting go? And what did you say you wanted to see your 3-wood doing?
Well, I think it's very easy when you get fitted for a fairway wood or a hybrid for that matter, that all you want to see is the one that's going the furthest. And I've learned through experience that while that's brilliant on the day of the fitting, it's not so good in life because you end up with inconsistent gaps. And for me, I can get my 3-wood very close to driver, which makes me feel great, but really doesn't help me on the golf course. So when I got fitted for this fairway wood, my challenge to the Ping fitters was to get a club that went 260 total on a good one. I didn't really care what it said on it, so that was the target really.
Okay, and in terms of a ball flight, how do you like your ball to fly with your 3-wood? Is it something that you want to kind of get it nice, flight it nice and high, or do you want to see it going quite low?
Well, I don't struggle to get the ball to stop particularly, and I don't struggle for height, so I might be looking for something a bit different to other players. I guess what I'm kind of assuming that my 3-wood's going to run out a good 20 to 22 yards, I would guess. Okay,
so like I say, the difference that we've got here in these two clubs, I'd say, just from an initial impressions point of view, is we've got quite a different head shape here on the Steelhead XR. It's kind of, the face is a lot deeper, which to me makes me think it's going to be one that you maybe want to use off a tee. Not going to be as easy to use off the deck. I really like the way that the G400 sits on the floor. It sits nice and flat, and it just, it's got it's quite shallow, if you like, and it just makes you feel like you're going to be able to sweep it away. Whereas with that a little bit more rounded, it's filling me with a little bit more intimidation when hitting it off the deck. So I'd say two quite different clubs. Dan said there what the sorts of numbers he's looking for. We're going to get him hitting shots with both. Like I say, this is hopefully might emphasise what you get from a custom fitting as well. Dan's just been custom fit for that. This is just like a stock stiff shaft. It's not been dialed in for Dan, so we'll see if there's any impact on the performance there as well. So 3-woods off the deck, Dan.
Cool.
Up for it?
Let's give him a hit.
Okay, so we've had Dan hitting a load of 3-woods there off the deck. Fair play to him. It's definitely not one of my strong points, 3-wood off the deck. We've got some data there. Just a little bit more about the technology that we've had on the G400 there is something that's quite cool what Ping have done. They've actually got this, what they call a maraging steel face on there, which is supposed to be lighter, thinner, and a little bit more stretchy. So Ping are saying that it's just going to be a little bit more lively off the face than previous models. So it'll be interesting to see what Dan's feedback is on that. So yeah, let's start with that club then, Dan. What were you liking about what you saw with it from hitting it?
Well, the first thing to say is that for some reason we've hit all of these shots off the deck rather than off a tee, so that is a difference. And obviously if you're buying a new 3-wood, you kind of need to work out whether you're going to be hitting more shots off the tee or off the deck. They're definitely different things. So this sits beautifully for a shot off the deck. Ping have worked really hard to get these things to sit really flat and flush when you're off the deck. So it feels like the middle of the club head is behind the ball rather than the bottom line. So it looks great behind the ball. More of a compact look, I'd say, from Ping compared to previous fairway woods.
Yeah. And so what sort of flight were you getting with it? How was it flighting for you?
So I've just set this up in standard 14.5 degree setting. I think when I've played about with this, I've literally just unpacked this from its box really. I suspect that I'm probably going to add a little bit of loft on it. So I would say that off the deck, the flight was pretty good. maybe a touch flat for what I'm trying to do, because again, I'm just trying to hit a number. I want it to go 260 total on my good shots, and I think probably in this setting might be a touch hot off the tee.
Okay, so let's look at the numbers then. If you're saying you want it to be like your total 260, we've got a carry there of 235 and we've got a total of 258. So that's pretty much there or thereabouts, isn't it? You know, you say you've got your one there, which you've got your carry 240, total 264. Yeah, that's absolutely great, isn't it? And you know, we've touched on this before. This isn't a how far can I hit this sort of club, because you know Dan. You know, if Dan can hit his driver the best part of 300 yards, why does he want a 3-wood that's going to do that as well? He needs that gapping to be right, and he wants to, let's say, if he's got a par 4 where he knows the fairway runs out at say 270, he's not going to hit his driver because he's going to go through that. That's where the 3-wood comes into play. So there's no point it going any further. It's about consistency and it's about hitting those numbers. And I think you'd be pretty happy with these numbers that you've seen there with the G400.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I've just come out of a G stretch 3-wood. So it's the bigger head and the stronger loft on it. So I've had it in the bag for the best part of 2 years. It's an absolutely phenomenally good club, but I've realised that it's just not really helping me. So off the tee, when I get a really good one with that, it's starting to get up to, I don't know, 275, maybe even pushing 280. So it's basically a driver, so what's the point? And off the deck, you're just losing that bit of versatility. You're just getting a club that's coming screaming off. You know, great when you need that shot, but is probably not something that I very often hit into greens, because it's running fast and it's just that bit more difficult to control.
Yeah, so all in all, I think those 3-wood numbers there for Dan are pretty good. I think he'd be happy with them out on the course. You know, they've not got any good that are getting silly on him, and you know, there's been his maybe slight mishits. You know, they have the sort of like worst one there. You know, carry 228, total 253. That's not going to hurt him too much out on the golf course at all. No. Dispersion's pretty tight as well. You know, he's not missing left or right. So I think all in all, good performance there. Moving on to the Steelhead XR then. Like I say, a very different club when you sit it down behind the ball. It's like Dan says, that's the ping sits really nice and flat, and it makes you feel it's going to be easy to sweep it away, get the hitting it out the right part of the club. This one here, you just feel like, to me anyway, I don't know if you're the same, you feel like it'd be a bit bottomy hitting it off the deck. How did you find it in practice? Yeah,
well, first of all, brilliant to see the old Steelhead back. Still a great looking head. Reminds me of yesteryear. Very, very different looking kind of 3-wood though to the ping. So as James says, off the deck, it does feel like you're going to hit it out of the bottom, and I think that was borne out actually by some of the shots I hit. So I had a couple that were just a bit climby. Now, if I was using that off the tee and it was built for me, awesome, absolutely love the way it looks. Off the deck, I'd probably rather something with a slightly smaller head or that was sat a little bit flush.
Okay, so looking at the numbers there, we've got very similar in terms of carry to the G400, but there were just a couple, well actually there was just one in particular, one of the first ones you hit that got your carry 256 and total 275. It looked absolutely brilliant. It flew a little bit higher than some of the shots. The spin rates were good, and that's fantastic. But like we've said before, you don't really want a 3-wood that's going to go 275, do you? So it just came off a little bit too hot in a way, didn't it? Yeah, and I'm just trying to do the maths very quickly, but I think you can see that on the Steelhead, the difference between the shortest shot and the longest is 26, 27 yards, and on the ping it's more like 18, and that's kind of what you're getting really. So this club, you're going to get one that's going to come off hot, it's going to look brilliant, probably going to get other ones that for me are going to spin a bit too much, and certainly my dispersion, and you can see there on the graph, my dispersion is way better than the ping. But I must emphasise, I've just been custom fitted for this. You'd expect it to be tight. This is an off-the-shelf product, so I'd need to be dialed in. So in many ways, I think the difference is showing you the value of a custom fit to get that dispersion in. Absolutely, but I think what we are seeing there, we're seeing really good ball speed numbers and distance numbers with this, which shows that Callaway have done a fantastic job of blending those sort of old school looks and using some of their modern technology. I always find that Callaway fairway woods are up there as the hottest off the face, and just observing shots, you could see the ball is absolutely flying off, which was really good fun to see, and like I say, on those good shots, carrying over 250 yards. I'd say with a better custom fit, you probably could get a little bit more consistency, because I think with the shaft being a little bit lighter than what Dan's used to, he felt a little bit like he might just get that one that he was just sort of flipping over a little bit to the left, and they're often the ones that end up going a little bit further, but they're going further and further away from the fairway, so they're not really what you want to see. But numbers are there. If you've got any questions about the numbers, and if you want a little bit more feedback from Dan about how he felt, the sound, just that look at address, what he thought about, please post them below, and Dan will answer those for you. And if you've got any more questions about the specs of these clubs, like what lofts they're available in, what custom shafts you can get, the grips, whatever it may be, please post them below, and we'll come back to you. We're trying to feed with a little bit more information about the performance, which you can see there, but also just the nitty gritty, SRPs, all that sort of thing. If you're curious about any of that, please post them below, and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, let us know as well. We're always keen to hear your feedback. But thanks very much for watching for now, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed those videos. These videos are shot down at Moor Allerton Golf Club. It's a beautiful 27-hole golf course here in Yorkshire. If you want to come and join us in the shack, come down. We can do lessons, we can do custom fitting. We've also got a lovely shop here, professional shop, with lots of quality stock. If you can't get here, have a look on our website, jwgolf.co.uk. Lots of stock available on there. Or if you've got any questions and you want to just drop me an email, my email address is james@jwgolf.co.uk.